All right, and we're live and ready to go. So, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of HPCritical's Does It Hold Up? I'm your host, usual Brandon, and today, people, I am once again joined by the awesome Abram Buehner, writer for Comic Book Resources and co-host of Backlog Banter, and pertinent to the stream, big Star Fox fan. Say hello, Abram.
Yes. Hey everyone, thanks for having me back. I am super excited to be here. I loved getting to play All Stars with you last time, and like you mentioned, I love Star Fox. 64 is my favorite game of all time, and I've played a little bit of the original two SNES titles, but not a ton, so I'm really excited to dive into them with you today.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. You actually said that one of the first questions I was going to ask regarding whether you played the first two Star Fox games, so that's great. While we're waiting for everybody to kind of like fall into the stream, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to skip ahead if you'd like. But for the stream audience, a lot of these guys get ahead. E3 has just finished, so we're not going to spend too long on it. But Abram, I just wanted to pick your brain real quick. What stood out to you in E3? Just like some quick positives for you.
So, on the whole, the show was, I would say, hit or miss for me, but I think Nintendo really hit with one of my favorite directs, period. Definitely, I would say probably my favorite direct of the Switch era for sure. Metroid Dread that was huge for me. I
Yeah.
love Metroid. That was incredible. I'm also really excited for Advance Wars. I'd never played the originals. I've always wanted to get into the series. So that's super exciting. I love WarioWare, love Mario Party, so that was all right up my alley. I'm also a big Halo guy, so seeing some more of Infinite was really awesome. I think on the whole, Microsoft and Nintendo did a great job this year.
Oh, I'm in a complete agreement on that, man. Like, like you said, E3 this year was very hit or miss. There's a lot of conferences that were definitely a miss for me, but Xbox and
Yeah.
Nintendo definitely were the standouts. I would say Xbox had a really well paced conference. Even if you didn't necessarily care about everything they showed, there was a lot, and it kept going. And I like the pacing of it a lot. And before I go on to Nintendo's, we got a comment from my cousin Jeremiah. He says, "So are you gonna play Danganronpa Decadence?" Before I answer that, Abram, have you played Danganronpa before?
I haven't, but I was remarking to Tucker, who I did Backlog Banter with when we were reacting to the stream, that I think I will. I like to try visual novels. It's a genre I'm not too familiar with. I bought Famicom Detective Club, but I
Yeah.
didn't. It ended up not being a great entry point. I don't think. I think I'd want to play something a little bit more modern before I go back. So I'm really excited to try Danganronpa.
I'm glad you mentioned Famicom Detective Club Agency because so far, like, I haven't really touched it a lot, but what I have played, I have enjoyed. But it's like you said, it's visually, it definitely looks like a visual novel of this era, but it's still
Right.
very much rooted in the gameplay of the Famicom era with how you have to interact with things, and it's a little. The gameplay is dated. Let's just
Yeah.
the storyline is still great, and again the visuals and voice acting great, but definitely the gameplay itself. A more modern visual novel I think is a better point. Like I highly recommend Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney as a series. Great Ace Attorney is coming out soon, but you can also play the Ace Attorney trilogy. It's on every platform, and like Jeremiah brought up, Danganronpa Decadence is a very good visual novel. I have actually played every single game in the series, but I am actually looking forward to jumping back into it on Switch, to be perfectly honest. It might be a stream series I do. I'm going to do something with that game, like as far as our channel. But answer your question, yes, I'm definitely going to play Danganronpa Decadence. So yeah, talking about Nintendo's conference real quick. Again, I'm going to keep it brief because now people are starting to come in. Definitely was enjoying Nintendo. I'm actually a huge Advance Wars fan. So seeing that series finally come back since after being dead since 2008 was nice. This was really the conference that really just brought back things. Metroid is finally getting a new game after 19 years. I mean, new, in this mainline series, that is. Advance Wars is coming back. WarioWare. I mean, the last one was Gold, which was like in 2018, so it's been a nice 3 years since the last WarioWare.
Yeah.
And even Gold was like, it was a good game, but it was a collection of past WarioWares.
Right.
This is the most recent new game, and we haven't had that in like I think 2013 with Game and Wario. So it's nice to see the series finally like really come back in that form. But yeah, it was just a solid overall. You know what? Another one that I really liked, Freedom Game Showcase. There was actually some surprisingly charming games in the Freedom Game Showcase. I kind of went in that with low expectations because I didn't know what this was. But I just watched it. It's like, oh, wow, that looked interesting. Oh, wow, that looked interesting. Oh, wow, that looked interesting. And before I knew it, I ended up coming out. I was like, okay. Still don't know who you guys are, but that was a good conference. There's one or two games that I actually want to buy. So, yeah.
Nice.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into our topic about Star Fox. So, Yeah, Star Fox, Abram. Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. Star Fox, is like obviously with any of the games that are here on the Super Nintendo app, you can play any of them one player or two player. For the games that are specifically one player, you basically have to swap. I was gonna do the Star Fox episode myself because I thought I was the only one that I personally knew that was like a huge Star Fox fan. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this myself, and then. Within the same week, I was catching up on Grayson's Positive Player podcast, your episode, where you told him about the Star Fox 64 to be your favorite. And in that same week that I listened to that episode, you had said that you had finished Star Fox 64 again. I was like, okay, the stars are aligning. Fate is telling me I need to have him on the... I'm literally scheduling this month's episodes now. Fate's telling me, okay, you know what? I need Abram back. We have to gush over Star Fox together as we play the originals.
Right on.
So
I'm super excited.
Yeah, so my personal, I'll let you talk about yours. You kind of touched on it briefly, but I'll touch on my experience with the Star Fox series. So my first one was 64 on the N64. I loved that game back when I got it for that system. I had played it so much. A good friend of mine back in New York where I used to live was instrumental in helping me find like the alternate routes to get like the true ending, like getting to Sector Y and whatnot. I played Adventures in the GameCube. I adore Adventures. I've finished that a few times. I love Assault. I actually played a good amount of multiplayer with friends back in the day. I got all the endings in Command. I enjoy that one as well. I even like Zero. It's not a perfect game. It has a lot of flaws, but I actually really did enjoy Zero for what it was. Have not played Guard. That is on my to-do list at some point. But going back to the original Star Fox, I didn't actually get a chance to actually try these games until they released the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. That's how I got to try both Star Fox. Well, I was about to say both, but the truth is, I've only really played the original Star Fox. Star Fox 2, which we are going to be doing in this episode, I didn't get to. And the only reason I didn't was because, I figured Star Fox is short. I'll just finish that real quick and then move on to 2. That didn't end up happening. So, time's kind of up. We're just going to be playing it tonight regardless of whether we finish it or not. So that's just how it's going to go. But yeah, I adore the series. I even bought Starlink because I really wanted the R-Wing toy. But I haven't actually played it yet. I'll get there eventually at some point, but yeah. So what about yours? Like, again, like you touched on it a little bit, but you're free to go talk a little more about it if you like.
Yeah, so I got introduced to Star Fox in a really funny way, actually. The first time I played 64, which was the first game I played, was actually through the Masterpiece mode in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, where you could basically run Corneria. Yeah. And that's about all you could do in the time limit.
Right.
But I was really compelled by that, and so I think I got the Virtual Console release, but when I really fell in love with the game is I got my 3DS for Christmas in 2011.
64 DS,
and
3D, yeah.
Yeah, and with it I got 64 3D and played a ton of that. Now I think I prefer the NES version. I love the N64 version. I love playing on cart. I think I prefer that to the 3DS remake. I just love having it up on the TV and everything.
Sure.
But I have played a bunch of the other Star Fox games. I don't enjoy them nearly as much, I'd say. I haven't played Command. That's on my to-do list. But pretty much everything else I've touched to some extent or another. I actually just finished Assault for the first time this year. I just had this mental block where I couldn't get compelled by the on-foot missions, but playing it this time, I came to appreciate them better and how ambitious that game is. But over the years, I've always come back to 64 over and over and over again. And I have played the originals here on SNES. I think that they're a little bit outdated. I'll be curious to try them again because, like you, I actually was first exposed to them through the SNES Classic. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm really excited.
As am I. Real quick, another comment from Jeremiah. He said this a few minutes ago, but I forgot to read it. He said, I kind of wanted to remaster WarioWare Smooth Moves. So that's one of the few WarioWare games I actually missed out on. I didn't actually get that for the Wii because I don't know why I didn't get it for the Wii, but I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It could certainly work on Switch. Like, that was very motion based, and Joy-Cons are doing an okay job of replicating the Wii remote, so that could be an interesting thing. Yeah, if they want to do that after Get It Together, which is the next one, that'd be cool, I guess. But yeah, going back to Star Fox itself. I actually don't know where I was gonna go with this. It was something that you had said about the series. But anyway, I guess it'll come back to me at some point. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and check out the original Star Fox. Now, interesting thing about the original Star Fox game is, I'm just going to go ahead and put the full screen real quick so people can see. On the bottom right there, it has the Super FX. Now, this was one of those early Super Nintendo games that took advantage of the Super FX chip to really make the graphics pop even harder than they did with the original Super Nintendo games. Like Yoshi's Island was one of the first ones to do it. Stunt Race FX also did it, even though that game is not great. And there was another game called... no, actually, I think that was it. I was going to say Super Scope 6, but no, that was a Super Scope game, not a Super FX game. So Star Fox was like the first game that of the FX chip series that I felt really kind of like highlighted what is capable of, and that's something I really appreciate. Oh, I remember what it was I was going to say, Abram. It's funny that Star Fox 64 is one of your favorites because, you know, that I think is like the last Star Fox game that Nintendo themselves was directly involved with the development. And what I mean by that is like they were the only developers because, you know, they did Star Fox 1 and 2, 64. But ever since then, every single Star Fox game that's come out has been, you know, pretty much handled by someone else. Adventures was done by Rare. Assault was done by Namco, which there was just Namco at the time. Command was done by QSoft. 64 3D was done by Grezzo because it was a 3DS remake. And Zero was done by, well, it was partly handled by Platinum. I think Guard was a first party because that was not really a Star Fox game. Initially, it just had Star Fox elements of it, and then they kind of made it into a Star Fox game. So yeah, Nintendo has not really done a game since 64 when you put it in that perspective. And I think maybe that could be a reason why the game holds up as well as it does, because it was the one that they had so much involvement in. I'd be curious if they'll ever directly make a Star Fox game again, honestly, just thinking about it that way. But we are going to go back to the very beginning. The original Super Nintendo game with a Super FX chip, it was able to kind of replicate 3D graphics. You're gonna see that. You guys are gonna see that yourself once we actually get playing. But you know, it's a pseudo on rails because you know you are going one specific direction. Though you do have control of where the ship goes. You are just going in a straight line and taking out as many enemies as you can on the way. And you know, like the game has alternate routes that you can take as well. There's like 3 different paths, I believe, in the original Star Fox. And, you know, the series is known for all these memes with all the different lines from the 64 era, but the original game still had that, but they did not speak English like you and I are speaking right now. They were instead speaking, it was this little garbled speak, which they brought back in Command for whatever reason, I guess just to save on, like, the voice acting, because that was a DS game. But, yeah. That's what we got going on there. So let's go ahead and read this info because we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So, Star Fox, released in 93. That's earlier than I thought it released, actually. Soar freely through the galaxy while taking down enemies in this 3D rail shooting game. Originally released to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1993, this game stars Fox, a young team leader who embarks in his R-Wing fighter with his teammates Falco, Peppy, and Slippy. Using techniques like quick turns, barrel rolls, speed boosts, and more, he sets out to face the evil scientist Andros. The stages were built out of polygons, creating smooth movement that can make you feel like a true spaceship pilot. Alright, are we ready to dive into this galaxy?
Ready to go?
Let's do this. Nintendo presents. Oh man, absorb the polygons.
It's so rudimentary today, but you got to contextualize. This was 93, and this was on the Super Nintendo. I mean,
this must have been mind blowing for people who played this in 93.
It's really a testament to what the Super FX chip can do, but it's also an interesting talking point as to whether or not it should have done it in the first place. Because as we'll see when we get into the game, the technical performance of the game definitely takes a hit in service of the sort of pseudo 3D design. So we'll see.
Oh, you know what I never noticed? Look at the start screen with like the R-Wing just kind of like going sideways. They kind of do that in like the intro crawl to 64. You could probably do it better than me, but I could almost recite the 64 crawl. Cordelia, fourth planet of the Lilat system, the evil Andrew. Like I used to be able to do it from complete memory, but it's fallen out of disuse for me, unfortunately.
One thing I want to make note of is, because we won't see it in the game, I love the... We saw it again in a form in E3 2015, but the puppet design for the Star Fox characters I think is just so fun.
Oh yeah.
There's something charming about the totally cartoony versions, but those sort of real lifelike puppets I've always had a soft spot for.
Yeah, I agree. Let me see here. Yeah, having blaster set to B seems a little more natural to me. I don't, what? How do you feel?
I'm indifferent. My only thing is if we can invert Y, that'd be pretty good. I don't know.
Wait, so
I don't.
right
I
now
for
I hit up to go down. Is that
Yeah,
that's good with you?
yeah. That works for me.
Okay, good. Like traditional. I was like, oh no. I was like,
Yes.
because I would get so thrown out of balance.
See, I introduced Tucker to 64 this year, and he plays uninverted, which I find very interesting. And
Oh,
so
interesting.
I wonder how many people do that, but for me, it just makes such obvious sense to play with an inverted y-axis for flight games.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on with Star Fox. So I like if I was to do like anything different, it would be very strange for me. Uh oh. Oh, we definitely can't do that one. So B, I think, is the way to go because that gives us our
Yep,
inverted controls and yeah. Good.
sounds good.
Let's do a little bit of training though. All right, here it goes. I like General Pepper with the shades though.
Yes.
We gotta fly through all the rings. Can't believe Pepper has to test us. Hit start to go back to the game. I don't care for OG Slippy's tone. It's it sounds very deep, deeper than I'm used to. Oh man.
I think it's so interesting. Of course, night and day from the original to 64, but this is the tenets of design are the same. I mean, this is Star Fox.
Uh huh.
It, you look at a series like Mario or Zelda and the leap that they had between, the fourth and fifth generations, and Star Fox just doesn't have that. It's the same gameplay experience translated across both, which I think is really interesting.
Oh yeah. I 100% agree. They had the format. Ooh, stay in formation. Oh formation. Oh, I forgot about this. I'm trying, guys. Chill. This is hard. The formation part.
Yeah, I don't. It's been a long time since I've played.
Oh
Now,
man.
something that might be interesting for your audience that is unfortunately not really gotten the attention it deserves, I don't think, is this upcoming indie title called Whisker Squadron that is essentially a roguelite Star Fox game. It just cleared its funding goal. I believe that there's a demo you might be able to try now, but it's heavily inspired by the aesthetic of this title, but obviously with much more fluid controls and mechanics. So that's definitely one for people in your audience to keep an eye on if they like Star Fox.
I will definitely get a look at that. There is another similar kickstarted Star Fox like game as well that has graphics similar to this, but a little easier to look at. I'm struggling to remember the name of it right now. I'd have to like look up on my Kickstarter page to like get the name for you. But I get regular updates about it from emails, and it looks promising as well. If I can get the name, I will let the viewers know as well. Oh no! I timed that wrong. All right, Abram. Before I go too far, though, I will actually give you a turn real quick so you can play a
Okay,
little bit with this.
sounds good.
Oh, Peppy is so mean to you.
Yes. Oh boy, yeah, it's definitely an adjustment to.
It's adjustment to be in a very precise spot for sure. Like
Yeah, and the frame rate is definitely a challenge. That's the
that.
other thing.
That's another
It
thing for
definitely
sure.
it changes your reaction time. It changes how you have to respond to situations, and so this level of precision. I don't really remember the main game asking this much from the player. So
Yeah, I
we'll
don't,
see
I
when we
don't,
get
I don't
into it.
remember these formation segments. I don't know if that's something that does carry over into the full game or not. Dang,
Yes, they're
Falco.
very rude to you,
Oh man, Falco especially. You're off your
and
game, Fox.
it's interesting that we don't have a reticle.
Oh, that's true. You kind of have to eyeball it based on where your R wing is.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of refinement that happened between entries.
That's for darn sure. I do like the charming, almost paper airplane aspect to the R wings in this version.
Yeah, there's definitely a very interesting visual clarity to the game, even though it is so simplistic. It's super easy to tell what's going on, which is so necessary in a game that's pushing the hardware this far. Oh boy, what's the boost button with these controls? Is it Y? Oh no, that was break.
Which controller are you using?
I think we have this. Well, I'm playing with Joy-Con, but um, I just don't remember for Type B, which is boost.
I believe I'm looking at my Super Nintendo controller. I think it might be X for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay. Oh, they did not like me leaving formation to boost.
Oh.
You know what? I think I'm probably ready to head to the main game. I
Oh
just
yeah,
need
go
to
for it. Hit the
I
start
can
button
get back
and
into the controls.
yep, hit the start button and I will let you do the first mission in Corneria.
Right on. Okay.
So here we go. Starting from Corneria. The B. Star Fox
Oh.
team. No,
I accidentally skipped the crawl. No good. No good. No time. I'm sorry, Pepper. I wanted to hear what you had to say. He'll be back.
I'll translate it. What is it? What was it? Darn it. I can't remember now. Ah! I'm a fake fan.
You know, oh, Andros, he's up to something. We gotta go stop him. You know, we're here on Corneria, things of that nature.
Oh, I remember.
Here we
It's
go.
about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our worlds.
Alright, here we go.
Andros won't have his way with me.
Now, such a fundamental part of the Star Fox gameplay loop is the charge shot and lining up combos,
Yep.
which you can't do here.
Right.
An interesting thing to note.
You just gotta shoot, and that's
Yeah. That definitely makes the lack of a reticle felt because not only because there's a certain I don't know exactly if you'd call it a sort of handicap, but there's something, you know, that eases the challenge a little bit of being able to, you know, lock on with that charge shot. Of course, great for
Yes.
building score, but in a pinch it also just helps when you're being bombarded by enemies. But here it's all about pure skill, and can't tell, are we coming up on a bomb there? What is that? Oh, a ground enemy.
What's
I
interesting.
find that
Yeah, go ahead.
just shooting constantly, it tends to be a good strategy in the original.
Clear out, Astro Geeks.
I believe that was a bomb.
What I also find interesting is that you know, the Star Fox soundtrack, the OG one that we're listening to right now, it's 16-bit, but there's some nice songs in here. I'm actually very fond of like the main theme of this Star Fox game. But when 64 came out, like the themes kind of like follow 64, which I can't complain about that because I actually really like the 64 soundtrack a lot. But I remember when I played Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the first time, for example, and playing on the Lilac Crew stage, how many songs they remixed from the original Star Fox, and I just had no idea where they were from because I just didn't play it, you know?
Sure.
And
Well,
then,
this game was so hard to access for a long time because notoriously Virtual Console, whatever reason, couldn't really emulate Super FX chips games. So I remember it being a big deal when Yoshi's Island came as the GBA version to Wii U Virtual Console.
yeah.
And things like that. So finally having these versions preserved is so exciting.
Very much so. Very much so. I'm glad that, regardless of how we'll ultimately score this game and how other people feel about it, that at least it's available. That if people want to, brush up on their Star Fox history, it's readily available. And that end too, which we'll get to soon. Ooh, it's boss time. Ah! Someone wants to play. I love that it's this boss. This boss is the only one that has appeared in all three of the Star Fox timelines. Like, he's the first boss here. He can be the first boss of the 64 version if you take the alternate route. And he even comes back as a boss in Zero.
Oh, I forgot he was in Zero. I have not played Zero in a while, I have to say. I also liked it more than most did, but it's been a long time since I've gone back to it.
Mm-hmm. Take that, crocodile. Uh-oh.
Oh, there he goes.
Who are you guys?
That's Corneria.
That's expertly done.
Again, also interesting to note, very, very obvious, but maybe if people aren't so familiar with Star Fox, no score in this. Um, Score
Oh.
is so important. You're not racking up hits here, which is very interesting. Oh, actually, never mind. I spoke a little bit too soon, but they don't give you a live counter,
Hmm.
which I forgot about. Got a score there at the end, but all right, let's
Oh,
see.
we're
How do
taking.
I
Oh, we're taking.
swap this over to you?
I got it.
Oh,
Oh, we're
perfect.
taking the medium path, or is this the easy path? I think this is. I forgot how you access the
I
other routes. But let's
Yeah,
see.
I actually don't know how to do it in this game. I think this is the easy path, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right. So, just taking a look at the map screen here for people who've never really played the game. So, assuming we are on the easy path, which I think we are as well, we are pretty much on the route to the asteroid. Then we do Space Armada, and then a meteor, and then it takes us right to Venom. Venom will always be your end destination. This is also true in 64. But the way you can get there will vary depending on what kind of stuff you did. I think the normal path is also asteroid, going to Fortuna, Sector Z, Macbeth, Venom. Hey, fun fact by the way, and you probably already know this, but Fortuna and Fortuna are two different planets. But for I guess because of a mistranslation in the original Star Fox 64, they called Fortuna Fortuna, and that was made a little more clear in Assault because Fortuna and Fortuna are both there as completely different planets. And they also fixed that for the 3DS remake where the planet is called Fortuna there as well. Just a little
I
fun.
didn't realize that. That's really interesting. I'll have to pay attention to that next time I do another 64 run.
Oh yeah, and the reason why it's so where I feel like it's noticeable is because Fortuna's that has a lot of snow in that planet, whereas Fortuna's kind of more of a lush, much more lush foresty like planet. I really liked how Fortuna was used in a Zero, where they turned it from just being a lush planet to like literally like dinosaurs are just hanging out there. Like it was like um an old planet that was kind of untouched by time, which I thought was a pretty cool concept of it. You may also notice that there's a black hole there, but it is not attached to any lines. So from what I hear, certain levels will have secret routes that will allow you to get to the black hole, and that could tell you a completely different path from what you're on. Normally, the line path that you're on, you're stuck on it. But if you manage to find the black hole, you could go on a completely different line path depending on where you exit from. And I don't know how to access the black hole. I just know that it's something you can do from certain levels if you really want to go on a different route than what you're kind of like stuck on, I guess. Sector Z, Macbeth, Titania. I do like how some of the planets are also based on like Shakespearean plays. Like
Yeah.
I actually really like Macbeth. It's like probably my favorite Shakespeare play. It's really cool that it's there. Oh, Abram, I wanted to tell you one other thing. Have you heard of a level in this game called Out of This Dimension?
No, I haven't. What's up with it?
Oh, Out of This Dimension is interesting. So the only way to access it, I think you can only access it from like the asteroid level on the normal path. And if you like hit like a certain enemy and spin and do a barrel roll, it's like a certain meteor. You just go into like this completely tripped out level that like sounds like the game developers were on drugs. I am going to link a video to you of this when we're
Right
done
on.
with this stream because you have to see Out of This Dimension. And you even lock credits for doing it. You get like an alternate ending for going on this level where General Pepper is like, Fox, where are you going? That's Out of This Galaxy. Fox!
I have to say, going back to this game is definitely making me interested to maybe with save states or whatever to take some of that pressure off. Just
Oh, yeah.
going through and see all these little weird secrets because part of what makes the entire series so fun is that sort of non-linearity and that player agency to choose where you're going and experience things. And even when I'm playing 64 now, having played it however many times I've played it in my life, I'll end up going to levels I've only played a couple times. It just adds a fun, fresh dimension to such a familiar game for me. So this is so cool to have all these little secrets to find now.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
we'll see at the end if the gameplay holds up enough for me to want to, opposed to just seeing it on YouTube. But
Yeah, for sure. Oh, last two things before we actually play the next level. First off, the black hole. What's interesting about the original OG timeline is the black hole is where James's father, Fox's father James disappeared because in 64 the whole thing was he was left with Andros and he was assumed to have died and whatever. Where in this game, Andros just straight up created a black hole. And James got sucked into it, which that means he's dead, right? But the thing is, in this game, you can go into the black hole and survive. So that brings the question: could he also have survived? Which I think is a little cool wrinkle that they added in. And then my friend Chris is also in chat saying, "Hey, what's up, Chris?" And then he also says, "Careful! I heard Andros gave his troops Ligma. Be careful! It's a trap." That's what I'm going to say to that. I'm not even going to fall into that hole. Asteroid belt. Andross's forces intend to build a base in this area. Destroy the rock crusher.
You do a very good General Pepper.
Hi, thanks. Oh, Fox doesn't respond? I thought he did. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Ooh, reticle. Wait, what?
Now, if I remember correctly, I think you can hit minus to get out of first person if you want to.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
But that's interesting. If you're in first person, you get a reticle.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, actually. Okay, you know what? Now that I'm
I've never been a fan of playing first person, I have to say. I've always preferred third person Star Fox.
I agree. However, I will say that every now and then, once in a blue moon, if I just feel like doing something real different in my 64 run, I will play around with it to see how it goes. It often doesn't go well, but it's fun to do. You want to know what's the optimum time to do it? When you're fighting Andross in 64. It makes that fight terrifying.
I used to really dread getting to Andross, and then I realized the way is to cheese that fight and basically never get hit and finish him in like 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little bit less intimidating, but I love Andross's design and the concept of him so much.
Brain Andross terrified me when I was little because I wasn't good enough to avoid his tendrils that was underneath him. So that would just like crater my health when I was little, and I was just like scared. But it's like you. Once you get older, you kind of know the patterns. It's not as bad.
I'll tell you, the Aproid Queen in Assault was making me sweat a little bit when I
Oh
played that earlier
man,
this year.
I remember playing that for the first time when I was younger, and that Aproid fight was just like not even the difficulty wise, just like the emotional strain it was doing. Like the idea of like that you may actually be fighting your friends even though it couldn't be.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, I gotta get this. Oh, thank goodness. I was like really running low on shield. Oh, where are you, Slippy? I'll help you. Yeah, I know, I'm hitting you, but I had to hit you to hit them. Because this game's hard to see sometimes. Oh, God! Yeah,
this level is a lot more aesthetically interesting, I have to say. They do a nice job of integrating 2D sprites for the background to kind of give us a little... Uh-oh, R-wing down. R-wing down.
Your turn.
Alright, let's see what I can do. Alright, we're getting out of there right away. There we go.
It's interesting that they start shooting on default. Oh. Oh, look at you with the barrel rolls. Peppy is proud. Oh my god, Abram, have you done the hidden level in Zero where you play as Peppy?
I did not. That's something I got to go back and see.
Oh, dude. It's unlocking the Peppy level is not the easiest thing, and the level itself is actually very difficult. But it's hilarious because every time Peppy does a barrel roll, he literally says barrel roll. Like he'll literally like barrel roll, and he'll say like a different tone, so it's not the same monotone. But he literally says it every time. I think they added that for the English version, right? By the way, because that was it's such a meme in America.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, I think he just does the barrel roll and just moves on. But the regular version is like, this is our chance.
Uh-oh, where are we going? What's going on? There we go.
It's really hard though. It's a really hard level. It was like one of the harder ones. One of the harder hidden levels in Zero. Oh, this guy is something else.
I have to say, I like Zero more than most, but I just think it's not even really the controls I can get used to, but it's got some cool concepts that just felt far too similar to what had come before.
Right.
And the gyro wing missions in particular really hurt the pace for me, but. Enough time has passed since my last run that I think I'd like to give it another chance.
Look at that score. Alright. I'm hoping we heal by the next one. Let me see if I can do better in the next level. I gotta say, these runs go pretty quickly if there's only like really 4 levels to get to before Venom.
Yeah.
We might be able to do a full run before we switch over to 2. Here we go.
I think we can do it.
This song definitely came back in Smash in like a brawl, and I was like, "This song is great. Where is it from?" And then I went did this level the first time. I was like, "Oh wow."
Now, this is completely tangential, but what I miss from Brawl more than anything, which is really weird, is I missed a coin launcher game. I used to spend so much time doing coin launcher.
That is something I have literally heard no one else say, but I'm actually with you because I actually played a lot of coin launcher. The Space Armada consists of powerful battleships. Destroy their energy cores. Alright, I hope I can do well this time.
I will say very much evocative of Star Wars here with the sort of hyperspace effect when you arrive. The 64 is definitely a lot less subtle with what it takes from Star Wars, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan,
Yep.
which definitely helps my enjoyment of this series. But it's cool to see little nods in this title also.
I decided I'm just gonna try this out just for the sake of getting that opinion at the end.
Sure.
But I got double laser, so I'm already doing a lot better. Also interesting is like you don't actually spin around. You just kind of your reticle just kind of does to give you let you know that you're doing it, but it does. It's not like the camera shifts like it does in 64. Like if you get motion sickness, don't play first person 64 because it actually the camera really does do what you're doing. The only thing that sucks is that it doesn't do that in all range mode.
Yeah. Now, did you happen to play Star Wars Squadrons when that released last year?
I own it, but I haven't actually gotten into it yet, unfortunately.
I got it. I played it on my PS4 normally, and then I got home from college and tried it in VR and immediately got motion sick, which is such a shame because getting to be in a TIE fighter cockpit, I mean, get out of here. That's awesome. And I would love to do the same in an R-Wing if Nintendo ever, invests any resources into VR. But the thought of finally getting a new Star Fox with, VR and then me getting motion sick and being unable to play it, that's almost too much to bear. I almost can't even think about it.
Oh my god. Like, I don't know if you saw, that frame rate was like crazy inside there. I was like, it's an impressive sequence, but it's almost too ambitious for this kind of game. And that's really the sum of this game. It's hella ambitious, and I love it for it. But man, this game really did walk so 64 could run.
Yes.
I think that's the takeaway here. It may end up being the final takeaway of this whole thing, but again, we'll finish our run and see where that takes. Oh god! Oh god! Okay.
You're tearing it up though. No, I don't want to jinx it, but you're doing pretty well. Not a lot of damage taken.
It's this double laser, man. It's helping me out in spades.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh! I thought. No, Slippy. We gotta press on. Oh god! We gotta press on.
It's all right. Not a big hit to shield. We're doing okay.
Oh. What the? Okay, I'll take some more. Get some more shield. Okay, awesome. Is there I think there's something up ahead.
Oh.
Blast away! Did I get it? Okay, I'm about to.
Oh, you're gonna get it. Oh, you got
it.
Oh, close.
Oh! Okay.
There we go. We had the great moment of suspense as the game dropped to 2 frames a second, but we made it through.
Oh, what is that thing? Oh god! There's so much happening. Like, the exhilaration of playing a Star Fox game is certainly present. It's just there's so much. It's so much that's difficult to see. Oh! I missed the shield. Okay, but things are dying. Oh god. Okay.
Oh no, you got it. You gotten so far into this level. You got to be coming up on the boss.
There's got to be a boss. Okay, I need
there we go.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, this looks like a boss.
Oh God. Okay, I need to.
This is a big barrel. This is barrel. This is cross your fingers and barrel roll territory.
Oh man, it's like pre in Area 6.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh.
crap. Oh, I can't see.
Oh, you got it. This is. Oh.
Oh God.
Oh. Oh, you're so close.
Come on.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you got it. You're in the clear.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
what's gonna
I
happen?
don't know. Oh God. No. Doors. No. No.
Oh no! Oh,
What was that up ahead? Oh man! All right, you can go.
oh man!
There's so much.
All right.
For there being so few levels, they throw a lot at you. How far is back? It's got to be like the halfway point.
Well, I think the problem is I think you missed the silver checkpoint ring.
Silver checkpoint ring.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the stage. I'm not positive. Oh, we open it for me? There we go.
I think it might have been a little further because I remember it being this close in the first ship.
Okay. Now I don't have your double laser, which I'm not crazy about.
Retros, fire retros. Oh, you know, I think when you get to the bomb, you want to use your Nova bomb. I think when you get to that. What? Oh yeah, you're gonna want to fight. Keep like firing because those doors I think need your. Those enemies weren't there before.
I thought that door was gonna open for me. I thought it was gonna be kind. I guess I am trying to blow up these ships. So I don't know why they would have given me that courtesy. Oh, there we go. One down.
You were able to do it with one laser. That's not bad.
Yeah, I wish I had that upgrade. Something so empowering in 64, particularly when you get those laser upgrades.
Especially the hyper one, man. You just feel like unstoppable.
It's this. I have to say, for all of my issues that I have with Assault, I really love the game, and I really love the few excellent R-Wing missions there are, especially Orbital Gate Assault.
That's a really good one.
So great. It's so great. I love whenever Star Fox feels really grand and the space battles feel really intense. For as primitive as this is, I get that feeling from this stage in particular. Oh, shield, did I get it?
I love to even say this because I loved Adventures, but my least favorite level in Assault was probably the Saria level.
Yeah.
Because it really didn't have like a boss. You just kind of had to just explore Dinosaur Planet and just destroy stuff.
I do like the moment with Tricky when he outs Fox and Crystal for dating. That's a fun. I can't tell where.
How do you feel about Fox and Crystal's relationship overall?
Well, the big missing piece of the puzzle for me is I haven't played Command. That's the one I haven't played.
That's what I was gonna lead into because Command, that's that game's core plot, the relationship, and whether or not they actually end up getting together is completely dependent on the ending you get. Oh my God, it was right there.
I died through the shield ring. I think the trick there actually is to hit the brake and wait for those doors to move, which I decided too late.
Oh dear, I wonder where it's gonna take us. Andros!
That's a pretty iconic game over screen. That's got big Zelda 2 vibes.
Yes.
With the return of Ganon.
Oh, look at Fox's sprite here. It looks pretty cool.
It looks like Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh, cool. We get to start from Space Armada. But it's probably going to be the beginning level, though. That's fine. Good luck. Okay. Let's see if I can find that twin.
Is that it right there?
Wow, right from the beginning. Cool.
Oh, that is the laser. Cool.
I'm gonna break tradition and let you go so you can have the power of it because you didn't get to do it last time.
Okay.
See what you can do with it, and you can totally get out of this if you want. This first person.
I'll give it a second before things get too intense.
Okay.
Uh-oh. You know what? Never mind. I changed my mind immediately. Alright, here we go. Can we do damage up there? I think so, right?
Oh yeah, get him good.
Oh. Definitely a little bit harder to get out of the way of enemies here.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, oh, give me that shield.
Oh, there it is.
I think I missed it. I couldn't quite tell.
Eyes forward, Fox. Okay.
Is that an item over there? What was that?
Should we
I
go in?
definitely. You know what, Slippy? I would prefer not to, in all honesty, but we're going for it. Alright, this one isn't too bad. This isn't the one with the doors that make up their mind far too late. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
we gotta go vertical. There we go.
Jeez
Uh-oh.
Louise, what is that?
Uh-oh.
I don't know what this is, but it's cool.
Alright, we're just spamming. Come on. Let's get it. Oh boy, there we go.
Yeah, there's them frames.
Yes, we probably could have counted them if we had wanted to. Let's see. There we go. There's something charming about the way the game looks. I think I really wouldn't mind at all how simple it is if it just ran better.
And
That's more my
and it was easier to kind of like get this to a sense of distance for certain things.
yeah.
I'm noticing now these ships totally did come back in Area 6, albeit a lot better looking. Because they had those same weak points in like areas.
Yeah.
As hard as the
Come on,
Area
I
6
really
level
want
is,
that.
it's easily one of my favorite in 64. It's pretty iconic.
I don't know what my favorite level in 60. It's very lame, but I love running Corneria over and over again. I have to say.
Well, I think that's a good thing for sure because you know the game relies so heavily on you returning to that level so often to go to all your different routes. So for a game like that, oh, I think it's definitely important for for that first level to be strong. I will say,
I'm blanking on the name right now.
I will say,
What's the name of the 64 level where you're in the lava and you have to constantly replenish your health?
oh, that's Solar. Yeah,
Solar, yes. I don't run that very often, so I forgot the name of it, but I think that's such a clever gimmick, especially then that gets tense when you're down there in the end and you're fighting the boss and you gotta find more silver rings to keep going.
exactly.
That's such a great gimmick.
It's a cool gimmick. And your team just like totally abandons you like about halfway in that level. Like they're trying to keep the heat. Slippy's talking about like, oh, this baby can take temperatures up to 9,000 degrees. And then near the end of the level, he's like, it's too hot. And they just all bounce. Like, all right, Fox, you got this.
Alright, give me that, please.
Nice. That should give you the strength to keep going.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Am I in it? Ah, yeah, I think I got that.
You're in the thick of it now.
We're in the thick of it. Okay, this is the part. This is the tense one. I'm gonna. All right, I gotta remember to brake. That's the big strat here. I think when these doors take their time to open.
Hey, there we go. There's the big brain.
Let's see. Okay, what are you gonna do? Down? All right. Oh, I still got hit by it. All right. Okay.
I like where your head is at, though.
It was the right idea. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit tricky to judge if you're at the right height to avoid something. Okay, which way are we going? Which way are we going? Which way?
Yeah, keep in mind it doesn't go all the way to that direction. You do have to like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
A wing's down.
Oh, we lost the wing. We lost the wing. Could be trouble. Is that shield? Did I just get shield? I think so.
You got shield.
Come on, take it out. Wait, is there anything to take out here? Uh-oh. We're going. Alright, cutscene.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. Uh-oh.
I mean, I was gonna say Kirby Superstar, but Superstar I think borrows from this section actually because it came out a little bit later.
Oh boy. What am I supposed to... Oh, Oh, okay. Hold on. I got the gimmick now. So this part I can only dodge, but now I can. This is very peculiar.
Flying backwards.
Well, I hit something. Oh, that whatever that was lets me go forward. Okay, come on. Oh boy. There's one. I gotta get this little robot man. I can't really aim at him. Oh, there's another. They open up the core. Uh-oh. All right, bombs, bombs, bombs,
Just
bombs,
bomb!
bombs.
Bomb the crap out of it.
I died. Oh no, I died.
Oh
Oh, we
no!
were so close. I don't even know what hit me,
Oh,
to be
what
honest.
is this level? It's really hard. This
All
is the
right, it's
easy
up to
route?
you.
This is the easy route? Are you sure? Are you sure, video game?
I'm starting to think it might be normal because I believe there are less stages in the top row.
Yeah, that might be true. Did we just... I don't even know how we accessed the normal level then. Oh, God. I keep getting nicked. Ugh. Okay. What? I thought that was the brake button.
Yeah, break
Ah.
with Y now.
Ha! Oh, God. I need a shield. What?
Oh, there you go. There we go. Good dodge.
Uh,
Well, we got a bomb, I suppose.
okay.
Oh, there we go. Not giving us very much shield, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of, underwhelmed, I'd say. Oh, that's right. The A button is the bomb. I was pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay. I'm gonna obliterate this core.
All right, you got this. Now, it wasn't too bad damage-wise until I got to that last phase, and then I don't even really know what
What
was
is
hitting. Oh
happening?
boy.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, this level. Oh.
I think it's fair to say that stage 3 might be a bit of a difficulty spike.
Well, it's all up to you. If you can't make it, we're gonna have to call it there.
All right. That's big pressure that either the galaxy is about to be saved or Andros just rules forever.
That's
And I
yeah.
got a lot
That's
a
what this.
lot riding on it.
Maybe this is why they never continue with the original timeline.
I think this is why they keep retelling this story over and over again because they want to do it with not 4 frames a second of storytelling.
Oh man.
All right, here we go.
The
Gotta stay high
the
and go
Calamity
low.
Andros. You know, if the Star Fox series was long enough, I'm sure they would start getting into that level with Andros and which the way they tell his villain story. I mean, with Adventures, they already kind of went that direction.
That's another one that I want to play more of because I had it when I was a kid and I remember I have distinct memories of getting the game from a thrift shop and playing it and enjoying it, but I really could tell you very little about it today.
Mm,
So that's what I like to go back to. I think it's so interesting that the N64 ROM of the game leaked earlier this year.
that's true. That's very true.
That OG dinosaur planet. All right, there's one. Come on. Oh, I'm not even sure if my shots are hitting over there.
Yeah, it looks like it. You're just getting hit while it's happening, though.
Oh boy. Oh.
And
And
so, Andros
and
won
there went all my
forever.
health.
Andros
There.
wins.
We'll get you next time, Andros.
I'll get you next time. All right. So let's go ahead and we're almost an hour in, so I think that was a pretty good stopping point, anyways.
Yeah.
So all right, let's talk Star Fox. Actually, while I'm changing the stream title, for us to do Star Fox 2, I'm gonna let you go first. Give me your thoughts, hot takes, fresh thoughts.
I don't know. I think that this is a game that has just been obliterated by time. When I
Yeah.
when I think of the fourth generation, especially Nintendo's output, I think of a lot of evergreen titles that are just still immaculate to go back to, whether or not they've arguably topped something like a Super Metroid. For me, I prefer the GBA titles, but Super Metroid is still defining. It really brought its series to prominence. It still plays excellently today, and I think that Star Fox is just a victim of being effectively a tech demo. I mean, really, its function at the time was to show off that FX chip, and it does, but ultimately that was already pushing it back in '93. So you play it today, and it's hard to really justify spending serious time with Star Fox when something like 64 exists, which I do feel like, unlike a Zero mission to a Super, does completely, overwrite it in my opinion. So while it's there's a certain charm and camp to the way that, the SNES title is for Star Fox, I just don't think it holds up from a gameplay level, and it's the purity and the fluidity of the moment-to-moment experience in 64 that I think makes that game so enduring, and that's just not here in the original.
Yeah. So I'm gonna almost completely agree with everything you're saying. I said it earlier while we were actually playing that Star Fox walks so Star Fox 64 could run. Like you said, it's very much a tech demo of the game itself because, like you said, when this game came out, I don't even necessarily know if it was meant to be a franchise or a series that's so beloved today. Like, it very much was, here's these anthropomorphic animals in space doing stuff. In fact, do not quote me on this. I am just pulling this out of my rear with this, but the game itself is called Star Fox. Take the fox at the end. If you take out the O, it's just FX. I feel like even the concept of them being animals and making being a fox might have even just been inspired by FX chip. Was like Star FX. Let's put an O in there. Oh, fox. Yeah, that sounds fine. We'll just run with that. If that's real, if that's real, please tell me. Please tell me. That's just what came to mind. But it sounds right, but just because, like you said, this is a test for the FX chip, and then it just became a beloved game to initially get another sequel on the Super Nintendo that ultimately got canceled and then released many years later, and then ultimately came the actual sequel was Star Fox 64, which is not even really a sequel because it's a reboot. It's like you said, the 64 it just almost invalidates this game because, we're going to get into that more when we go into Star Fox 2, but I think even, while this game was a technical marvel of its time that it could even exist, I think that might be another reason why it wasn't released as Virtual Console as much, is because of how dated the game was from a visual standpoint. Like the Super Mario World or Kirby's Dream Land 3, which, as you described, as evergreen titles, or this one graphically is not. It's not because of just how it looks. To the point where Star Fox 2, didn't come out because, by that point the N64 is going to come out with actual 3D graphics. So right. What would pseudo 3D graphics be compared to that? So which is why that game ultimately got scrapped. So I think even they realized that, once 64 came out, there was just really no point into even going back to the original Star Fox, or they just used the original story as a basis and just basically started over. And as someone like me who grew up with starting with 64, that was obviously a boon to me. Because can you imagine if I had gone all those years loving Star Fox and not knowing what the first game was? In this case, it really didn't even matter because the story did start with 64, and they just kept going from there for a long time before Zero came and rebooted it again. So I think the summary of everything is, if you're a Star Fox fan, I really do think you owe it to yourself to try the game out just so you can really know where it all started, know the origins of the series, how we got from here to where we are now. But if you're not a Star Fox fan, I don't think there's anything here for you. And even if you, whether you are or you aren't, I don't think there's too much here for you besides a curiosity to learn. Even us, there's not really going to be too much of a desire for either of us to really come back to this game and play it more. because again, other games just kind of validate. It's not like it doesn't stand up on its own like other Super Nintendo games of the era. It's just a prototype for what came later, and it's a game that I want to keep existing, to play for the education value of it. Game preservation. I think that's very important. That this game is always readily available to play for those to see how this game was. But as far as being a fun game, it was like, I really feel like playing Star Fox. And no, I don't think that's real. I think
what I think about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, sorry, but what I was gonna say is that when you think about the fifth generation,
Mm-hmm.
you always think back about the few titles that held up, but there are so many games that don't play too well today, and a big thing to consider was that jump from 2D development to 3D development was so challenging. That was a complete recontextualization of what so many developers had learned, and they were forced to implement the same philosophies with a completely new axis of motion. And even though Star Fox is simulated 3D, the developers are forced to think in that space before the hardware could even support those ideas. So if you think about developers who are having trouble on a PS1, a Saturn, an N64, when 3D was, they were capable, rudimentary, but capable 3D machines. This was before they even had that affordance. There was no cushion there, right? And so I kind of think of it that way. Of course, it is an SNES game, but when I think of SNES development, I think of polishing NES development. I think of the jump from the series and where they were on that hardware to this. And here, I feel it's very similar way to Super Mario Kart, actually, where this was new. This was so far ahead of its time that it's hard to really be disappointed by the way that the games don't hold up, because ultimately they laid a foundation that is incredible. But to that extent, just play Star Fox 64, play Mario Kart 64, and appreciate what these did. But you can appreciate it from a distance, I think.
For sure. And I think that's an excellent point, actually, how there are a lot of Super Nintendo games that took what the concepts of the NES were and just like brought them to their natural conclusion. And then there's the opposite end of the spectrum, where Super Nintendo games that are building on a concept that the N64 brought to its natural conclusion. Like, you could argue that Super Mario World was the proper evolution of where the Super Mario Brothers series needed to go. But in this case, it exists in the same console as Star Fox, which was the predecessor to the baby, if you will, to what Star Fox 64 would be, to be evolve and flourish. And I think it's very interesting looking at it from perspective. It's not one that I've really considered, but I guess to some extent, all consoles have those kind of games, right? Where, in fact, you can almost even put that in the sense of like the early games just being much better versions of what already came before, and the later games being prototypes for what would come later. I think that's a cool perspective. I've never really considered that. Yeah. So with that, all that being said, Star Fox, oh man, I feel like if you're someone that grew up with the game, you probably could get some enjoyment out of it. And again, if you're a Star Fox fan, it's good to play it just so you can know where it all started. But it's not a game that does hold up at all. Like, if we're just like by our definition of whether a game holds up or not, it doesn't. It just simply doesn't, because it's a full game, but performance wise, it's just not developed enough to where the series would go later at its peak. Which if you're a purist, is 64. If you're looking for other things, maybe other Star Fox games. But I think 64 is the beloved for a reason, and I'm just glad that this game exists so that we could eventually lead into that.
All right. I need to ask my light bulb if it's going to hold up. I don't know. I think I'm going to get changed. Let me try it. Let me just do that. There we go.
All right, cool.
I can deal with my lighting issues when I'm done streaming.
All right. So, yeah, guys, we would also like to say that Abram's light bulb does not hold up. It gets a 0 out of 10.
No, it certainly does not.
All right. So now we're going to move on to our second and last game of the night. So this is a very fascinating one. I'm very excited to talk about, because this is Star Fox 2. Now, we touched on it a little bit during our Star Fox talk, but yeah. This was intended to be the proper sequel to the original Star Fox before, it didn't come out and 64 came out. And this is right off the bat for everyone watching. Look at the title screen. So you'll notice there's a few more people on that. Of course, we got the OG Star Fox team. You see Fox, Slippy, Peppy, and Falco. But we also have two new female characters that joined the Star Fox team in this sequel. We have Mew and Faye. Faye is, I believe, the poodle on the right, and Mew is the lynx right next to Fox. So they were new characters added to this game. And the interesting thing about this one is that, unlike the original Star Fox, which was more of a straightforward arcade rail shooter one, this one definitely airs a little bit more on the whole tactical side. This would be later explored with Star Fox Command and proper. But yeah, this was their original idea for the sequel, because the original one, obviously we said it doesn't really hold up today, but it did sell really well on the Super Nintendo. So obviously they would want to produce a sequel to it that continued the story. And that's what Star Fox 2 is going to be. Now, again, we mentioned this while we were covering Star Fox itself, but even they themselves realized that with the advent of actual 3D technology coming with their upcoming Ultra 64, which would become the Nintendo 64, there was not really a need to have pseudo 3D. It just didn't make sense. And so, interestingly enough, this is a rare example in gaming history where a game was completely finished, ready to ship out, and they decided that this is not going to work. This is a good game, but it's not up to our standards. So they ultimately just didn't release it. And for years and years, it was just like everyone knew it existed. There was coverage of it on old magazines at the time that just ultimately didn't come out. And, a lot of people had gotten incomplete ROMs of the game through various sources. But it wasn't until, I'm just going to show you guys the date real quick, 2017. Now, this game was supposed to come out in 96, but it didn't actually come out until 2017 to the public, because that is when the Super Nintendo Classic Edition came out, which made Star Fox 2 available for the first time. And let me tell you, that made that Super Nintendo Classic Edition a well sought after item at the time, because it had a game that no one had ever played before, and was it was like a whisper in people's ears that no one had ever played the full version of. Now, of course, here it's on the Switch, so everyone can get their hands on it, and it's readily available. And yeah, it says currently the only Star Fox game I've just never actually tried, so that's going to change today. I'm very excited to give my very first impressions of the game. But I will say before I get your thoughts, Abram, is that a lot of even though this game didn't end up coming out for many years, a lot of ideas that did come from this game would appear in later games. Like, for example, the tactical thing came out of Command. Star Wolf is introduced in this game, and he would, of course, be properly introduced in Star Fox 64. That would be his first appearance. This game didn't come out. What else? Oh, this game also has the ability to have your R-Wing change into a walker for walking missions. That got brought back for Zero. And the idea of having playable characters other than Fox, that also, I guess, really came back in full force in Command, though other games kind of play with that a little bit as well. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm just really interested to see how everything just turns out. Wish me and Faye would come back in other games because they seem cool. What are your thoughts what you know about Star Fox 2? Tell me about it.
Star Fox 2, I mean, I'd always heard the trivia about it, and I'd always wanted to try it myself, so I was very disappointed that I didn't end up getting an SNES Classic until early 2018, so that was a painful wait for me, but I played it. It's one of those games, my thoughts are very similar to the original Star Fox, as we'll see, and it's a really ambitious sequel, but again, it just feels like that ambition was better utilized elsewhere, as the developers themselves recognized by pivoting to 64. But I am a big supporter and advocate for games preservation, because I just don't think that the industry is very good at it.
No.
And especially not Nintendo. I think Nintendo in particular has such a deep and rich catalog of games, not even talking unreleased stuff, how this was formerly unreleased, that just isn't well preserved. Having the game back is really exciting. I'm excited to play it with you for the first time, and for me to play it a little bit more, having touched it, understood, okay, my thoughts are pretty much analogous to the original Star Fox, but not really gotten into it. And also, I'll note, similar to you, that I love when the Star Fox cast expands. Love or hate Crystal, I think it's fun, especially in Assault, having the team dynamic change. And older Peppy, he's tired. He's gonna sit up in the Great Fox. I love that idea. I love having different characters here. Seeing, Cat or Bill with little cameo appearances is always cool. So expanding the team is great. And I will note, the character profile art, the pixel sprites you'll see in this game, both when they take damage and when they're just talking, are awesome. I love the aesthetic of this game a lot.
Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. That actually gets me very excited to actually play it itself. I'm glad you mentioned Bill and Cat real quick. This is a real quick aside, but I think my favorite mission in Star Fox Zero and specifically is there's a big space mission that has pretty much every character in the game in one mission. Like, you got the Star Fox team on one side, Star Wolf comes on the other side. You're teaming up with Bill. General Pepper is in a flagship right behind you. He's like fighting with you. Cat comes into the battle halfway. Heck, Andros himself even has some dialogue in the battle. He's not actually in the battle, but he has dialogue. So it's like everyone is. It's like Smash Bros. Everyone is here in that one mission, and I love how contained it is. It's interesting. And yeah, if you don't beat Starro fast enough, then Peppy gets sent to Titania. It's like, whoop. That was a cool twist, by the way. How instead of Slippy getting sent to Titania for Zero, they had Peppy fallen. By the way, that's where I was talking about earlier. If you go into that mission with the Titania mission to save Peppy, and you take like an alternate route, and Peppy will save himself, and that's how you get into the mission where you play as Peppy.
That's really awesome.
Yeah. Anyway,
so many good ideas in that game. So many good ideas.
There are so many good ideas.
Wait there.
Don't know where Star Fox is going to go next. I really hope they don't reboot again. I like either continue the 64 timeline or continue with Zero. I don't know. Just don't give me the same story again, please. I beg you.
Yes.
I love that story, but I'm good. I don't need to hear it again. Though I will say Zero did some cool ideas with it, like what they did with Venom, for example, what they did with Andros. There were some cool ideas, but again, I'm good. Anyway, let's go ahead and read the description for Star Fox 2. Yes, released in 2017. After a long wait, Star Fox is back in action. This 3D rail shooting game and second installment of the Star Fox series was originally designed for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, but it went unreleased until 2017. This time, Emperor Andros is on a crusade to conquer the entire Lylat system and the Star Fox team itself. In addition to the original four members of Star Fox, including Fox, Falco, Peppy, and Slippy, two members, Mew and Faye, join the fray, bringing the total Star Fox crew to 6. It's them versus Andros! You'll progress across a linear route across 3D environments, and you can shift into this all-range mode, which lets you move freely in all directions. Your R1 can even shift into Walker mode. Many of these components were incorporated into future installments of this series, which I did mention earlier, but I didn't mention that all-range mode was also introduced in this game, technically, though we wouldn't actually, the people, populace at large wouldn't see that until 64. But one other thing I forgot to mention, I guess it's implied then that in Star Fox Original that you didn't really fight the real Andros, which you probably could guess that because he looked very polygonal grid-like, not really a monkey at all, which 64 kind of does that too with the fake out, where if you go on the easy route, you're fighting Andros, and then it's just like some creepy machine that's not really Andros. But then you fight the real one, and then he's like a creepy brain, and I'm just... it gave me nightmares for years. Not literal nightmares, but that brain is terrifying, man. When you're little, especially with the music. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it.
Also, speaking of the Walker, again, talking about Zero is going to turn into a Zero praise fest. But when you fight Star Wolf and you're both jumping between your Walkers and your R-Wings,
dude, that fight is so cool!
That's my favorite mission of Zero.
Oh,
that
dude,
was so cool.
The one-on-one fight between Fox and Falco, not Fox and Wolf and Fachina, which is like the hardest fight in the game, where they're just like both going back and forth. Oh, it's so good. That's my favorite mission. Oh God, what? Oh.
Uh-oh.
What?
Well, that's one way to start.
Oh, look at the Proto Great Fox, which is literally just a space station. Oh God, that does move though.
I like that little intro.
It's good. Okay, they kind of
you can clearly tell that there's such a step up in production value from Star Fox 1 to 2.
Oh yeah. I like the sprites, the bottom there. It looks kind of cute.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that sound effect that I just heard? Oh! Oh! Okay! We got the 64 sound effects! Okay! That's cool. I have returned.
Yeah, I love that sprite art for the characters.
Inhabitants of Cornelia, You shall fear my vengeance. I will demonstrate my awesome power in all of Lilac. Ooh, look at this.
Imagine living somewhere where this game's called Lilat Wars. How lame. I love the name Star Fox.
Oh, man. I have a friend, Toby, who's going to be our guest next week. He's literally from the UK. So anytime we talk about it, he has to stop himself from saying Lilat Wars because that's how he knows it. Our sworn enemy, the fiend Andros, is alive. Even as we speak, he's launching an assault on Corneria. The battle carriers and attack forces of Andros are now advancing on Corneria. Enemy bases have been established on overrun planets. Planetary missiles will be fired from these enemy bases. Once again, we must ask for your assistance, Star Fox. Corneria will survive if it sustains minor damage, but if the damage reaches 100%, it is all over. Engage the forces of Andros while at the same time keeping damage to Corneria at the lowest level possible. Good luck.
A great concept. Such a great concept.
Wingman. I like that, and that's another cool thing. That like each of them have their own variant of R wings too. So Fox and Falco got the default ones. Peppy and Slippy ones got kind of like a almost jet inspired like one going on here. And Mew and FaZe are kind of like real slick and nice. But let's see here. So Peppy and Peppy's sprite is a little weird. Like his ears like way up there. And kind of like wide too. But anyway, they have a lot of shield and E-charge, but they seem to be the slowest. And they got hearts. I guess that's their item. Meanwhile, Mew and Faye are the fastest, but they have the least amount of energy and shield, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're the glass cannons. I think we should probably stay away from them.
Perhaps.
As cool as they are.
Well, I like health. I'll go Slippy, because he gets.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice.
What? Oh, right, Wingman. You know what? I'll bring Faye with me.
Perfect.
That's cute. Wow. The production is just like way better. Just dang.
Yeah.
So look the destination by moving the cursor and then press B. Gauge land on planets and intercept ships. With your wingman pressing select. Return your mothership to warp to any free planet. Oh wow. These are satellite defense. It protects Corneria. Oh, do you get info on each one? You know, you must infiltrate the enemy base and annihilate it. Wow. Fly into the battle can destroy the enemy core. So you got like missions in each one. This is fascinating.
Yeah, and there's a really great sense of risk and reward because as the audience will see, when we begin flying, those missiles are going to start heading towards Corneria. So you got to be really judicious about multitasking and taking out, Andros's troops, which is such a great concept. Oh. All right, we're into battle.
Let's do this.
Now, I don't know if it was directly inspired by it, but again, bringing back up Orbital Gate Assault, which is such a great mission shooting down missiles like this, protect the gate. I would imagine that the inspiration for that might have come from here.
It's very possible. Oh dear.
Alright, I'll cheer you on. Here we go. 2 missiles left.
Okay. Alright, I'm activating boosters. The boost will get me through, right? What is this? What have I done?
Well, you protected Corneria is what you did.
Wow. Go Slippy. The true hero of Star Fox.
He's just never been given the chance he deserves.
That's what I'm saying. Intercept the missile. If that's
I
what this.
think these are enemy fighters, I believe.
Oh, interesting. Wow, this is a lot like Command. This is pretty much how Command goes. It's just like in a planet as opposed to
Hmm.
space.
I'm going to be, in the coming weeks, going to be playing through Command and reviewing it over at Backlog Banter, which I'm very excited about.
I'm excited to
Tucker,
hear your thoughts about it. Actually,
yeah, I really can't wait because, like I said, it's the last Star Fox game I've never even tried, and Tucker ended up really enjoying 64. So now he wants to get into the series. He's been buying a bunch of the games, so I would like to get to a point, ideally, that Backlog Banter has reviewed every Star Fox game. We'll see how ambitious that is, but Command is the next one up.
I definitely believe in you. I know you can do it. But out of curiosity, though, what platform are you playing Command on?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'll get the Wii U Virtual Console release. I might just buy a cartridge because the price is pretty equitable.
Um,
Recommend one or the over the other.
well, it was going to be more of a question than anything, if I'm being honest, because I've never played the Wii U version, but I can
Yeah.
attest that some DS games translated pretty decently to the Wii U. Others did not. Like,
Yeah.
I played Advance War. I owned the cartridge for the original Advance Wars, but two I actually played for the first time on my Wii U system. So naturally, the next thing I wanted to do was go play Dual Strike, the DS game, since it was on the Wii U
Yeah.
Virtual Console. But that one does not translate well to the Wii U, unfortunately. It used the DS so heavily in such a way that playing on the Wii U just like makes the game not unplayable. I wouldn't want to use that term, but it makes it. It doesn't make it. It's not meant for the Wii U. Just
Yeah,
to put it
sure.
simply, it didn't translate well because of how it was used. Okay, we're at the carrier. Ooh, I see. I see. Okay. I will do this carrier mission and then I will pass the baton to you.
Sounds good.
Okay. This is definitely an interesting approach for a sequel, though. It's very Nintendo to not want to do the same thing over, you know. So for this
Yeah.
sequel, it's of course based on the same core gameplay from the first game, but instead of just doing an on-rail shooter, you're doing like a more tactical, all-range mode kind of deal. I admire that actually.
Yeah,
It de-
I think something that's so special about, the third and fourth console generations was how willing developers were to take these sorts of risks between entries. Nintendo still does that to an extent, but I think we're a little bit more used to some iterative sequels, which I love. I love a good iterative sequel, especially if you have a great formula. But the sort of ambition to try wacky things during this period, I think is just so special.
for sure. Oh, oh,
All right, Walker time, I believe.
what? It's time. Wait, do I have to switch to it manually?
Oh boy, this might be a Google question.
Ah, there it is. Here we go. This is so neat.
Oh, I looked up and I was gone. I don't know how long that happened for. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. I was so excited about your Walker gameplay, I didn't notice. Hold on, I think my camera. I don't know what happened.
Seems like you're coming back to it.
There we go. Okay. Discord has been very finicky for me. I feel like I have problems with Discord that literally no one else has.
Oh, you're not the only one. Discord gives issues to many people. Oh, there is a charge
Oh,
shot
here
in
we
this
go.
game. I gotta say Walker controls a lot better in this game than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. And that's the carrier down.
Wow. This is... I'm going to just say this. I'm having a lot more fun with this one than I had with the first one.
Yeah.
Then when we destroy the carriers. Oh, one carrier down. Alright, I will pass the baton to you.
Okay, cool. I think we're gonna... I want to intercept these guys over here first. Uh-oh. I gotta set a collision course.
Take him out.
What do we got? 3 ships. And... Oh, they got around me. Alright, 2 ships.
In the words of Wolf O'Donnell, what the heck?
The most iconic Star Fox quote. Come on.
Because I used to suck at 64 when I was a wee lad. I didn't know enough to use somersaults to like really outmaneuver them. So when my friend showed me for the first time that he did that to outmaneuver him, and Wolf was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "Huh? He says that? What?"
Do I have a somersault here? I don't think so.
Try a somersault.
There we go. Like, that was giving me some trouble, but... We got him. We're keeping Corneria safe, 0% damage. I wonder how tricky it is to have Corneria never take damage.
It appears the beauty is running about. How cute. Oh. Go play, just play nice. Oh no, not the dragon. He's light speeding the dragon. Oh no.
I don't know if I want to have to deal with a big ant.
Oh!
I don't think I have a choice. I think we're gonna be in trouble if I don't go after it. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, it just blinked towards us. This thing is out for blood. All right.
Mirage Dragon.
Mirage Dragon.
No. I was gonna say this enemy came back in command, but it did not. Though I think it was referenced.
Uh-oh, I can't tell where he is. Uh-oh, I don't know what's happening, I have to say. Hold on, can I get into third person? It doesn't look like I can.
I'm glad that you have that. This give you like a radar though to kind of get an idea where your surroundings are.
Yes. I'm more concerned about... I can't tell if I'll take damage with how close it is, but I think we're doing okay. I gotta turn around. Oh. Can I cut the engine and turn faster? Yeah. Alright, you're toast. Maybe? Getting behind us. Alright, I got a charge shot. Missed horribly, but got him. There goes Mirage Dragon.
I guess he was just a mirage all along.
Alright, hopefully I can get to this planet before I pass it back to you. I think we've cleared out enough forces that I can make a break for it.
Yeah. I wonder if you just got intercepted. Oh!
No. Oh, here comes Leon.
The Star Wolf team is here.
Oh, where is he?
Captain Wolf is ordering me to crush you.
Here, get a charge shot. Now, is it a homing charge shot? Is the question. It doesn't. I don't think it is. My other thing is I'm not sure exactly how the HP system works, so I don't know if that red means that I have no... Oh, is that a planet? What just hit me? I think that was an asteroid. I thought that was a background detail. Good in the bombs? Don't think so. I think we're in trouble here.
You have some skills, but I will not lose.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're toast. You're toast. One more good charge shot. I tried to predict his movement.
Yikes.
Oh, did we get him?
Did
I get him or did he get me? Ooh,
wait, what?
Hold on. Wait, who got who?
What? Hold on.
Hold on, I watched his health bar go away.
Continue as wingman?
Uh-oh.
I'd say yes.
It's B, yes? Or what just happened? Huh. Well, it killed him.
What? Uh-oh. Am I frozen? No, what the heck? I think his internet might have died. Oh, jeez. I think his internet just like kaput. I'm gonna have to create a spin point. Oh boy.
All right, let me see if I can get Meteor. I'll pass. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and make another room. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to load from that suspend point to go back in, but that's okay. I'll make a new room real quick. Okay. I made the code the same as last time, which is 474. Oh, did he get cut off again? Return. Oh no. Let's see if he comes back soon. Oh man. Star Wars fights are gnarly though. Oh, it seems like. But is it like one and done though? That's like harsh.
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, let me see. I think I just lost internet and got internet back.
Okay.
I just I just got a text from my mom that apparently there's some power surges right now because of the storm.
Oh, well, that makes
So
sense.
so fingers crossed it's gonna let me back in, and if I do lose power and I think it's after we have saved the Lilat system. So we'll see. I'm
Yes.
trying to rejoin right now.
Yes, you're
It
back
looks
in.
like it let me back in. Okay.
Yeah. Your bar's a little low, but we should be okay, I believe. I'm gonna
Okay.
load a suspend point, but there's something I want to investigate real quick. Actually, because
Yeah, go for it.
I didn't get a good look at the menu because I was pressing the button too fast. Yeah, so for weirdly, B is like confirmed these things. So I'm just like, let's see, record. That's neat. No date exists. Oh, that's weird. X is like to deconfirm and B is to confirm.
That's really interesting considering how standardized that typically is
Yeah.
across Nintendo's games.
Okay. And mission, yeah, mission is the story there. I really am freaking out that it is the same sound effects as 64 though. I guess they don't want
I
to
think
waste it. They realized it was just cash money.
I think it's really interesting how this game was just divided up and its ideas were all implemented across different titles. I think that's really interesting. I can't think of too many other examples of that happening.
Yeah, it just they didn't really want like I mean, to be fair, they did put a lot of work in this game for it to not come out. So I guess it's
Yeah.
only natural that they would have wanted some things from this game to like be elsewhere, which I can respect. Also, we're doing okay on normal, I'd say. It's hard to believe there's like a hard and expert as well. It's just like, but let's go ahead and load that spin point that we had here. Prigma of the Star Wolf. Star Wolf Wing. Okay.
All right.
Andros paid me well. This will be an easy job. Oh god. Oh god. All right, Pigment. Say your prayers. Oh crap.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I think he got cut off again. Yep, I think. Oh boy. He's definitely having some surges here and there. Man, these dogfights.
You see that exact?
Are you there?
I might be. I'm sorry. I'm not.
A battle carrier has launched an attack force? Wait, hold on. Is the time? Oh no, my shield's too low. Where's the target? No, not Mew. Actually, this is Faye. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What does a double game over mean? Oh no, Faye and Slippy are destroyed. Carry destroyed planets rescued. But what does it mean? I guess I'll put in my.
See, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hmm. Okay. I tried. It's allegedly my computer and Switch both say that the Wi-Fi is okay.
Okay.
Now, something tells me that it's not telling the truth, but fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Okay, so
Let's see.
so
Hopefully, it's gonna let me back in.
I lost against Pigman with Faye. So I'm gonna
Okay.
try Fox and Mew and see where it leads me. Oh wow. Mew, when you pick Mew, she like blows a kiss through the screen. Alright, let's see how this goes. Yeah, all these ideas from Star Fox 6 2 that came back in like future games. Now my question is, where the heck is Mew and Faye? What?
That's a really great question. I'm surprised that they wouldn't have come back. And I'm interested in why why wasn't Crystal Mew or Faye?
Well, Crystal was because that was taken from Adventures, and they just kind of kept her going since she's now a Star Fox character. Yeah, yeah. When Dinosaur Planet was originally coming out, Crystal was always intended to be the main character.
Oh,
though she was originally supposed to be like a cat, and then they kind of converted to a fox, to kind of more fit with Fox. But that's the only reason that happened. Why she's not, Mew or Faye for that matter. But as far as why they haven't brought her back in either the girls back in other Star Fox games, that's the question. Especially Command. Command added a lot of new characters. They could have just put Mew and Faye in there, and they just decided not to.
I gotta brush up on my development history for pre-Adventures Dinosaur Planet because I'm not too familiar with that actually. I wanted to try that prototype that came out, but I never got around to downloading it and making that work.
I might give that a try myself because I'm curious about it as well. I can say that Adventures is a very good game, but something I didn't really realize until a bit later is that the end development of that game was a tad rushed. There's certainly certain things that were cut from Adventures. Like if you compare like the level design to like say Dark Ice Mines, where you have to fight the Golden boss fight in the beginning of Adventures, compared to like later boss fights, which are a lot more simpler and the environment's a lot more simpler. You can definitely see that they were in a rush to get that game completed before Rare got bought up by Microsoft, so they had to like cut corners on places, including cutting an entire boss fight against a certain enemy that crushed me when I was little. They had to cut this boss fight out. But I won't spoil it for those who have not played Adventure. But let's see. Oh dear. Yeah, so if you lose both your fighters, you just gotta start from the very beginning of the campaign, which is rough. I think we'll do like a few more levels and then like call it, because I think I'm getting a pretty good idea of how this is going down. Okay. So this time I'm using Fox himself. I'm gonna see how that goes.
Yes, okay. I had a suspicion. I just confirmed it. If you go to howlongtobeat.com, which is one of my absolute favorite websites, you can beat Star Fox 2 in about 45 minutes. So
that makes a lot of sense.
I would assume that this sort of unforgiving difficulty is there to compensate for what is otherwise a pretty short game when you figure out how to balance your attacks against Andros and your defenses against his attacks. So it's understandable, but definitely disappointed the game is on the shorter side.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, I think that there's definitely a great sense of replayability here in Star Fox 2 with the different characters, especially with them having different stats and everything. And replayability is so intrinsic to what makes the franchise work. So I don't necessarily think that in a game like this, being able to beat one run in about an hour is really an objective detriment, just given the type of experience it is.
I agree. I do agree. The next move will be decided by you.
Okay, let's see. We got It looks like we're gonna be in trouble if I don't go over here and clear this out. Oh, all right. 5 ships. Easy, easy.
Listen to this man pointing his baseball bat to the sky.
Uh-oh. All right. Get a little bit closer and see. 2. Okay. Got one behind me coming up close, maybe? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay.
So, Abram, when you do your review of Star Fox Command, are you going to try to get all the endings?
I'd like to get at least a couple of them. How many are there? I forget. There's quite a number of them, right?
There's 9 endings in total.
Yeah.
Some of them are quick to get, and some of them do take a little bit of time. Uh, I'd recommend at least getting most of them, and I can definitely help
Yeah.
you with that. I can give you like a non-spoiler guide of how to get some of those endings.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely like that because that's always
Oh,
been what was so interesting to me. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of all range missions in comparison to the more scripted and cinematic on Rails missions. So that
yeah.
always kept me away a little bit. But the idea of a Star Fox with not only a heavier narrative focus similar to an Assault, but such a divergent narrative is so cool.
Yes, this is what I absolutely love. And the endings really do run the gamut of like some rather serious endings that you might expect the Star Fox game to go. There's some really wacky, wild out there endings.
Oh, good night, Pigma.
Ooh,
There we
you
go.
gave him the business, all right. Oh boy.
That charge shot's deadly if you can line it up just right.
Yeah, it's hard for me, harder for me, but yeah, I agree. Ooh, Fox is taking some damage.
Let's see. Can I attack Meteor? Now I can finally go through Meteor, and then after that I will
Ooh,
switch Unknown. What are we up to here? And I'll pass it back to you. Let's see.
sounds good.
It seems like maybe I get to hop in the walker for a little bit too.
Ooh, sounds good. Oh, one warning about Commando is like I don't know if you're aware, but on your first playthrough of Command, you aren't allowed to actually make any of the choices. Like
Okay.
you'll see the decisions, but they'll be clearly locked. Like you won't be able to choose them. But once you've done at least the first ending that you have to get, then the game will clearly give you like a key that says now the fate of Star Fox is determined by you. Queen
Cool.
Dragoon, and that's where you can choose stuff.
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what's happening right here. Okay. I think I'm changing direction. See, this is where I feel a little bit disappointed by Star Fox 2 because I think that the ambition is greater, but with that ambition comes clearer technical issues to where, okay, like I just got him, but I wasn't quite sure what was happening on that blue platform. I felt like I was running pretty slow there, but in the end, Queen Dragoon is down, so we got the job done. But what do we still have to defeat here? Let's see. Something over here. What are you? Are you a button? Yes.
Hmm. Interesting.
It's definitely a very dynamic game.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree with that. The way the R1 kind of runs is kind of funny.
Yes, there's something very charming about that 2 frame run cycle. All right.
Uh-oh, did he get cut off again? Oh no. Dang. I guess it's up to me. Unless they make me... Oh, I gotta make a suspend point. No. Okay, let me see if he comes back in. We might have to wrap up a little early just because if his connection is going kaput, we'll probably just go ahead and cap it in a second. Let's see if he makes it back. I promise, guys, it's not his internet. It's just when surges happen, it messes up things. It's happened to me. If you're a long time viewer of the stream, you know, sometimes power gets. I thought it was gonna happen to me. Honestly, there's like a bit. There was a big storm outside my window, and then, you know, nothing happened this time around. But it definitely could have. Is what I'm saying. Ooh, oh man. I'll probably want to wrap up soon anyways, because I did get up quite early today, and a little early sleep wouldn't hurt. So, we'll see if he reconnects soon. And when he does, we can go right on to it. Okay. I will give it about like another minute or so, and if hold on, he's sending me a message on Discord. Let's see what he's got here. Oh, he just completely lost power. Oh dear. Oh boy. Let me just respond to this message real quick. Let me just see what he has to say about this. Will return soon. Let me see what he says. Because if it doesn't look like it'll come back soon, then I'll just have him message me his thoughts, and then we can just kind of wrap it up from there. Let's see what he says. I can't believe how tough Starwolf is though, because like, even though he was doing a really good job at it, but me, like, it wasn't going as well. Oh yeah, his power's out. Let me just. Okay, so it looks like his power is not going to be coming back. So let me just ask him his thoughts, and then we'll just go ahead and do a little post talk. Give me 1 second. Okay, so while that happened, while he's oh come on, hold on 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the suspend point that we had there, and once we do that, so you jump with Y, huh? I genuinely had no idea how to jump, so that's pretty cool to find out now. Oh man, the time planetarium is headed for Corneria. So that's crazy. Like the time actually does matter. Okay, okay. Look at this. Look at this, this is pretty interesting, actually. I like this a lot, actually. Oh, it's like a barrier. That's kind of cool. And now we fly out of here. All right. Neat. Clear time, about 5 minutes. Okay, he's typing his stats now. Well, that was pretty cool. So there is a missile heading towards Corneria. Alright. Oh, what is it going to say? Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and make a new suspend point there and overwrite it there. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Star Fox 2. I wonder how this is going to look. Alright, so I'm kind of near the center. That's alright. We'll make this work. Yeah, so thoughts on Star Fox 2. So, if you are... Oh, ooh, what is going on here? What? No! Don't... Discord, no. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Because now I'm not visible. Give me a second. Oh, darn it. Let me see if I can fix this. It may not be possible to make myself visible, so let me just go ahead and turn this off. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so here we go. Non-visible stocks on Star Fox 2. I'm sorry, guys. Technical stuff happens, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so let's talk about Star Fox 2 a little bit. For everyone watching and wondering what's going on here, yeah, I was on a Discord call with our guest, Abram Buehner, but he has, like, a bad power surge in his neighborhood, so it knocked out his power completely, so unfortunately, he can't physically talk about his thoughts, but he has given me notes so he can speak on what his... what he wanted to talk about the game, and I'm not visible because, you know, I was using the Discord camera, but because I was in the call by myself, it kind of timed me out. So, hey, you can't see me. We're going to talk about Star Fox 2. So, I'll read Abram's thoughts first. So, he says, I'm going to read this verbatim, and it looks like he's still typing, but I'll read whatever he wrote. So it says, in short, I say the strategic element of the experience lends the title more merit from a modern perspective. I think there is a greater reason to visit Star Fox 2 in 2021 than the original. That said, the greater ambition results in a commensurate amount of technical issues. If the SNES struggled with Star Fox 1, it's barely holding on for many of 2's stages. Ultimately, if someone can reconcile the ambition and technical issues, there's a good experience here. However, given how many of 2's ideas persist elsewhere, I think it works best as historical curiosity. So, I'm going to mostly concur with what he has written so far, insofar that he's right, that a lot of those ideas did go on forward in other games, making this more of a historical curiosity. That being said, though, I personally feel like this game holds up a lot better than the first one because while those ideas did come off a little elsewhere, this is the only game where it's really all kind of in one complete package, where it's like all, you know, all the technical elements are together, and along with the, you know, the blasting and the stuff like that, and the multiple characters. The game itself is not really long at all. You like Abram mentioned while we were actually streaming, the game can be completed in 45 minutes, but the difficulty is very high while you're playing it, which is, I think, an interesting little wrinkle that they added to it. Then, of course, you have multiple difficulty settings. And then there's the fact that, again, multiple playable characters means that no two runs are going to be exactly the same, too. He did write some more messages, so I'm going to go ahead and read that from him as well. Oh, never mind. This is just a personal message. I will definitely read that on my own time. But then again, but yeah, that was his thoughts, and my thoughts are, I do agree. Like as a historical thing, you'll definitely want to give this game a try if you're a Star Fox fan, because especially if you played a lot of more recent ones, because this will definitely, you know, you'll see if you've played a lot of recent Star Fox games, you'll see this and definitely have a better understanding of how it all came together in later games. But I gotta be honest, you know, obviously graphically it's definitely dated. Definitely dated, like being the Super Nintendo game that it is, trying to emulate 3D graphics. But if we're talking about a gameplay thing, it's unique enough that I actually really did enjoy it as hard as it was. I hesitate to say it holds up, but I also hesitate to say it doesn't hold up. Like, I like Star Fox to me doesn't really have too much value today, especially compared to 64 and beyond. But 2 is just unique enough that I think you could have fun playing it today. I think if you know what? I will go as far as to say that I think if you can get past the fact that the great graphics, again, do look dated, I think there's a lot of fun to be had here. I think Star Fox 2 does hold up. It may be a controversial thing to say. I don't know if Abram would have agreed if he was still able to talk freely, but I think I feel like the game does hold up. Besides its graphics, of course, there's some graphic issues and like the frames aren't the best, but I think underneath all that, there's actually a really fun game that can be played here. And I think you should definitely give it a try yourself if it interests you. It's definitely a lot better than the original in that regard. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up there. So again, Abram is not here. He cannot speak on himself, but I'm going to thank him here, and I'm also going to thank him personally via message as well. It was definitely an honor having him. I'm sorry that issues plagued him being here this time around, but I'm definitely going to have him on for future streams as well, so you guys will definitely get another chance to see him and hear his thoughts on various things. He's a very intelligent man, and he's a joy to talk to games about games with. Honestly, this was a lot of fun. It's a shame that our Star Fox episode is where he couldn't quite make it, but it is what it is. But so thanks, Abram, for coming to Star Fox 2. And if you guys want to follow him, again, he is a writer for Comic Book Resources. You can check out his various works there. And he's also the co-founder of Backlog Banter, which he and his friend Tucker talk all things about different games. They're currently talking about the Star Fox games or planning on doing a series of those. So definitely follow Backlog Banter for more from him and his friend. And as for us, guys, thanks so much for watching. We have about 2 more streams lined up this week. So first one is going to be on Wednesday with Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I know that playthrough has been on hiatus for a little bit because of personal life and work, but I'm going to get a part out on Wednesday. I do not have a set time for it, unfortunately, because its schedule is very hectic at the moment. All I can say at the moment is that Captain Toad will be coming on the early afternoon. I usually do it early evening, but unfortunately that is just not going to be feasible this time. So the only way I'm going to be able to get a Captain Toad part out this Wednesday is if I do it in the early afternoon. I'm currently aiming for 3 p.m., but please do not hold me to that because I'm really just kind of figuring things out. But 3 p.m. is the target time for Captain Toad Treasure Track on Wednesday. What I can give a more concrete time is this Friday. So people, Mario Golf Super Rush is finally coming out this Friday. I am so excited for its full release. So we're partnering with Charity Gamers again. We're going to be raising money for charity, the charity of which unfortunately I don't have on 10, but the stream is going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to have not 1, not 2, but 3 guests for this episode. I'm going to be having, of course, our website founder and my good friend and fellow editor, Jarrell. We're going to have Gabe, one of our writers, social media manager, and of course, part of the podcast crew. He's going to be on there. And then our regular guest, One Sterling of Twinfinite / Jump Cut Play will be joining us as well. So in total, it's going to be 4 of us playing together in Mario Golf Super Rush. And I hope you guys look forward to that. Again, that is going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. That is all I'm going to... Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, there's one more thing I can announce. Next week, for an episode of HPCritical Does It Hold Up. At the moment, I don't have a time for that, unfortunately, because, again, schedule's all over the place. But I'm going to try to do that as early as possible, because my guest is going to be Toby, who, is way ahead of me in time zones, so it has to be earlier than our normal times. But the games that he and I are going to be playing will be Spanky's Quest, as well as Super Baseball Simulator 1000. So definitely tune in for that. If you guys want to know when these streams are coming out, by the way, I definitely highly recommend following our social media. That'll keep you up to date, not only of when these streams are going to be coming out, but you also know when articles come out or a post that we post out. So we're on Instagram at HPCritical Gaming. We're on Facebook at HPCritical, and our Twitter handle is at critical_HP. And of course, definitely check out our website, hpcritical.com. We have many articles written by writers like myself available on gaming and other topics like movies, shows, anime, books, and more. And our site does get updated daily as well. So, check out all that good stuff and our E3 coverage, which is still coming out. E3 week is over, but we're still covering some stuff from it, opinion pieces and the like. So hpcritical.com for all that good stuff. While you're there, sign up for our newsletter as well. If you do, you'll get monthly emails in our top rated articles. You'll get stream schedules. You'll get podcast information. tournament information, Patreon info, and every newsletter. Thank you to all our Patreon supporters as well. And yes, if you'd like to support us, there's 3 different ways you can do so. First is our Patreon, which is at patreon.com/HPCritical. If you support us there, you'll get goodies every month like bracelets and stickers. And you can even have spots on our weekly podcast as well. We're always welcoming guests on our Patreon. So by all means, support us there. And if you want to be on our podcast, just shoot us a message. We'll get you on there. Second way you can support us is we have our merchandise store available on the website now. You can get all kind of good stuff like towels, beach towels, like shirts, hoodies, pillows, blankets, coffee mugs, and and much more than that. But those are just some examples. And you can get them in all kinds of different colors. Like you can get them in blue, purple, pink, red, green. It doesn't matter. Whatever color you like, you can get in that color. So head up to our Teespring store on hpcritical.com. Copy yourself some merch today. The third way you can support us is, if you have an Amazon Prime account or a Twitch Prime account, you can, if you haven't used it already, why don't you consider using it on us? Give us your subscription on us. Helps us out a lot. Really does. That's all I really got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for enjoying this episode. Thanks again, Abram. I really do appreciate it. It was nice to talk to a fellow Star Fox fan. We'll have to do it again sometime when hopefully your connection is a lot better. Again, it's not his fault, people. I want to make that very, very clear to everyone listening. Thunderstorms happen. Power gets knocked out. It just came at a bad time. But he'll be back on again. Like I really do appreciate him coming aboard. But until then, I'm gonna leave you guys. Oh yeah, if you want to follow me, I'm Maverick. Hope to see you guys next week for our next episode of Does It Hold Up? Captain Toad this Wednesday, and our charity stream this Friday. Again, follow that social media if you want to know when some of those times are. Because again, my schedule is currently very hectic, and I do apologize for that. But I just can't fully commit to any times at the moment for that reason. So again, HPCritical Gaming is our Instagram. Twitter is @critical_HP, and our Facebook is HPCritical. Follow any of those to know when all these streams are coming out. So good night, everyone. Take care.